Hello everyone, how's everybody today? Welcome to the Dirt Road Farmer. Well, we've got a couple of fields here that we're going to harvest today. We're going to harvest that one over there, and of course we're going to harvest this one. I think all we're going to need is 3 harvesters in these fields. There's no use in putting 4 or 5. That would kind of be an overkill. But yes, we're going to get these 2 fields harvested, and then we'll probably, well, I don't know, probably the next step is we'll have 3 fields to prepare and replant. So yes, everything is looking real good though. Everything is looking great. Everything is healthy. Good deal. Alright, well, we're going to let number 1 make the turn up here, and we'll get him emptied out. Alright. We've got the price still isn't where I want it to be on our crops, our grain. It's getting there, it's coming back up, but it's still not where it needs to be for us to sell. So anyway, we're going to keep our eye on that, and once it does get to where we want it, then yeah, we're going to be selling a lot, because we've got 1 silo that's full, and we're starting on another silo. So yeah, we've got a lot of grain to sell. All right. Alright, I've got these guys set to do 1 headland pass, and then they are going to skip a row. So it should be a fairly easy harvest. I don't see any reason to have any problems. So shouldn't take long, and we'll have both these fields done. All right. Sure don't take long for these harvesters to empty out. I love it. All right. Well, I'll get back with you when we get just a little farther. All right. These guys are about to complete their first, or their headland pass, which they're only going to do 1. We just need to watch them and make sure they start where they're supposed to on their up and down rows. So it's always good when you get off to a good start, and that don't always happen. So my educated guess says that number one is going to go right down here to the corner, and that's where he'll start his up and down rows. So I always watch them and make sure they're starting where they need to start, and then on the first turnaround make sure they go over enough rows so that they don't have a head-on collision. And it looks like he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. Now, what he is doing is he is making a dry run. If you guys have been following me, if you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I say a dry run. They're compensating for the width of the field right now. So as you can see, number one isn't harvesting anything. Number two come in on the right side of him, so he's harvesting. Number three will come in on the right side of number two, and he'll be harvesting. But that's just the way they compensate for the width of the field. Yeah, well, number three, he's playing. And I guess he got it straightened out. He got it figured out. All right. Well, we'll go up here and we'll empty number one out. He won't have very much at all. But mainly we want to make sure that, like I said on this first turnaround, that he goes over enough rows, because they're supposed to skip a row. So we'll just see that they do. And I really don't care whether they skip a row or they don't. My main objective is that they don't crash into one another. That's the only reason that I have them skip a row to start with, is to keep them from having a head-on. So, yeah. And you think they won't crash head-on? Yeah, they will. I guarantee you they will. Ask me how I know that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But anyway, yeah, they're for those of you, if you've never seen these harvesters run before like this, they're running on Courseplay, which is a mod in FS22. It's a script, and that's why it's not available on console, is because console, they're not capable of running scripts. So these harvesters are running on Courseplay, and we've got a truck down here at the end of the field. He'll be running on Autodrive, which is another script, and he'll haul our grain to the silo and back. So he'll go to the silo and empty out whenever he gets loaded, and then he'll come back to the field for another load. So it works really good, very good. All right, we just want to watch number one, make sure that he does what he's supposed to do. Like I said, I really don't think there'll be any problems. But see, this is what I can't figure out right here, is why Now, see, this ain't gonna work. Why they both didn't do the same thing? Why? Alright. So we're going to get in number 2. And we're just going to stop him for a moment. Then we have to tell him to start at the nearest waypoint. Alright, we'll tell him to go now. The reason you have to tell him to start at the nearest waypoint whenever you stop them is if you tell them to start at the first waypoint, they're going to go all the way back and start all over again when you first started. So you don't want that. So that's the reason why. But both of these guys are set up exactly the same way. We can go in here and look. Of course, we got to wait for it to save. Okay, avoid driving in fruit. Allow reverse pathfinding activated. Allow using Pathfinder in turns. That's deactivated. All right. Now let's go up here and check this guy. Okay, maybe, yeah. Reverse activated and allow turns deactivated. They're both set up exactly the same way, and why they're running differently is, yeah, beyond me. But anyway, that's Courseplay. And even though that it is a fantastic, brilliant tool, you're still going to have problems. You still have to watch them. But that's okay, because I think the other day I was saying, what would I do without it? Without Courseplay, what would I do? I wouldn't be able to harvest these big fields. Yeah, that's, well, you know, and I'm not going to say I wouldn't be able to. I could. But you're talking about using one harvester. Yeah, it'd take forever. So, anyway, you know, that's just the way it is. You gotta watch them. Alright, well, we're gonna let them go ahead and continue harvesting. And I'll get back with you here in just a few minutes. Alright, well, we're going to get over here. Number one, we can't get him unloaded until he gets into a, well, he'll either get loaded or he'll get into a row where he can open up his pipe, put his pipe out where we can get to him. So we'll just have to let him keep loading until he gets loaded, or once they reach the other side of the field, then on their way back, his pipe will always be to the outside where we can get to him. But for right now, we'll load this truck. Let him take this to the silo for us. All right. Very good. continue to chase these harvesters. So I'll see you whenever we get just a little closer. All right. Well, as you can see, they've made it to the other side of the field. And now, going back across, number one's pipe will be out where we can get to it. So, yeah. All right. We've already got everything that he's got. All we were getting is what he was harvesting at the moment. Well, it don't take them long to empty out. That's just fantastic. And also very important. When you're running multiple harvesters, you need for them to empty quickly. All right, we'll get number 2. And we get number 3, we'll go down and we'll give the truck another load. They can take that to the silo. And everything is looking great. Very good. All right, well, we'll go give the truck 110,000 liters. And then we'll come back and we'll chase these harvesters some more. But as you can see, it sure don't take long. When you put 3 harvesters in a field this size, it doesn't take long. You're done. So, and it would have been a big overkill to put any more than 3 in here. And 3's probably an overkill, but that's all right. All right, let's go down here and see if our truck's here. If not, maybe he's had a problem. Looks like he's sitting there. Good deal. Well, I tell you what, we really, seriously need for the prices to come up on this grain. My goodness. I'm just not going to give it to them. It costs way too much money for this equipment, labor, maintenance, seed costs, all that. It just, fertilizer costs, it just costs way too much money to be giving grain away. I just ain't going to do it. So that's just the way that goes. All right, and for those of you that's new to FS22, the truck is running on Autodrive. So everything is working the way it's supposed to. So we'll get back over here and start chasing harvesters. I'll see you when we get a little farther along. All right, well, these guys are going to be starting on their last row of this field, and then we'll take them over and we'll put them in the other field. And we'll let them do that field. I had thought about plowing these two fields together, and then, you know, I don't know if I want to do that, because we may, I'm not saying we will, but we may want to do hogs later, and if so, we're going to need individual fields to raise individual crops, like wheat. We've got to have a root crop, corn. You know, it just, hogs takes a lot of food, a lot of food. So, I don't know. So that's kind of why I left these. There's all these fields over here. I've left them individual without plowing them together for that purpose only. And then hay fields, we got to have hay. We've got to have straw, so we have to raise wheat. So, you know, it's, I think, you know, I'll tell you what I think. I'm thinking maybe Courseplay needs a update since that patch. We had a patch on FS22 here just a few days ago, and I'm thinking that maybe Courseplay needs an update, and they probably have one, I just haven't got it yet. So yes, it could be what their problem is, because I don't normally have that kind of problem with them. But, you know, we can get the update. If there is one, we'll get it. We'll put it on there. So, we'll go back here. We'll get in these #1 harvester. And we'll keep them from colliding anyway. So anyway, I'll get back with you when we get just a little farther. Alright, well, I've got these guys fired off to harvest this field, and the only thing that I've done different is they're not going to skip a row, and we're going to see if that helps until I'm able to go and see if there's an update on Courseplay. It should. But then again, you never know. You just don't know. We'll still have to watch them, especially on the first turnaround up here. Make sure they don't do something crazy. So, anyway, they're set to do one headland pass, and then we'll watch them on the first turnaround and make sure they don't run into one another and have a head on. So I think I know they don't have enough on now to even mess with collecting it, so I think we'll just wait until they get over on the other side, and then we'll get them emptied out. So I'll see you when we get over there. Alright, well, I think we can get them emptied out now, and they'll have a little bit on. And then we want to watch them, because I want to see where they're going to start, and then we want to watch that first turnaround. Yeah. Alright, we've got number 1 emptied out. You know, we were checking, or I was, no, I was talking a while ago about possibly raising hogs, and if so, we needed to raise the crops in order to do so. But you know, I may go in and check and see what bulk pig food cost, and it might be that we would be just as well off, rather than raising the food and feeding them. The crop might be worth more to sell than it would be if we bought the pig food. I don't know if you're following me or not. I guess, to make a long story short and less confusing, is it may be cheaper to buy the pig food than to raise it. So I may check that out too. So if so, we may end up raising a whole bunch of hogs and selling them. So we'll just have to check. Normally I don't get into a bunch of animals, as I was saying before, because sometimes they can take a lot of time. But if I can buy the pig food cheaper than I can raise it, then yeah, that may be something to consider. So anyway, all right, we've got them emptied out. I think we'll go down here and just give that truck another load. Might as well, he's sitting there. I mean, we don't have far to go. This may be the last load we give our truck, because all we have to do is run across the street and over to the silo, and we can empty this grain cart if we want to. So we'll see. It's just nice having the truck sitting here. That way you don't have to go over there and empty. You can just empty right here, or at least give him a load. So all right. But yeah, I think that may be what we'll check out. I'll put that on my to-do list. All right. Well, he's got it tarped and he's headed off. Good deal. All right. Now we just want to get over here and check. Make sure they start where they should start. And the most important thing is the turnaround. That first turnaround. We've got to make sure that they do that correctly. Otherwise, you may see a big wreck. Yes, we've had them before. They're not fun. All right. Well, I'll get back with you when we get a little closer. I think he's probably going to start right here at this corner. We can watch and make sure, I guess. Another thing we didn't do this morning before we started harvesting, we didn't haul eggs. So whenever we get done, we may have to haul some eggs. So It looks like he's starting right where he's supposed to. Good deal. All right. Very good. And number 2 will come in on the right side of him. Number 3 on the right side of number 2. So I'll get back with you when we get just a little farther along. All right. Well, we've got number 3 emptied out. Well, we just want to go up here and make sure number 1 goes over far enough, because one of two things: either this field come out exactly perfect, or they did not compensate for the width of the field on this side. They'll be doing it on the other side. So we just want to go up here and just make sure that everything is going to be copacetic. Yeah, there's a good word. All right. Yeah, we can sit right here and make sure they do the right thing. Well, it looks good so far. Looks good. All right. I believe they're going to be fine. Okay, well, I'll get back with you when we get a little farther along. Looks like we missed the head-on collisions this time. All right, we are making progress, and so far they have run flawlessly. Can't ask for anything better than that. Good deal. All right. Well, I went and checked on our pig food, and if you, I don't know what the price of it is at the bulk buying station. I don't know what it would be, but if you buy it in the big bag pallets, it's $1 a liter. So you get 1,000 liters for $1,000. Now, that might be, you know, that sounds pretty cheap to me. So we may check into it. We may get into the hog business. That means I'd have to go buy a stock trailer. I don't know where the stockyard is at on this map. I'll have to go check, see how big of a haul it would be to haul them. Of course, I'm going to have to do that anyway with cows. So, yeah, we might just do something like that. So, and that way, you know, buying the pig food would be cheaper than it would be raising it, because we can get more out of the crop than we can the pig food, than what the pig food's worth. So I hope that makes sense to you, because I'm all about making money. I ain't much on losing money, I can tell you that. So anyway, and then the other thing that you have to figure in is the cost to run these harvesters. A fraction of the cost of the price of the harvesters, then running the harvesters, labor running the harvesters, your time spent, all that in making pig food. So again, it's one of those things where it's all in what you want to do, but I can tell you what I want to do. I want to make money. I'm not about trying to lose money. So all right, well, we're gonna get back with you as soon as we get a little farther along. All right, well, we're about to get this field done. Yeah, we just kind of walked right across it. I think, what, one more row, probably? And yes, it'll be done. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So, yeah, we didn't have to empty out into the truck this time. We just carried it all. And like I said, it's just right across the road. So, that's not a big deal. But anyway, I think we're going to call this a video. We may check in on them hogs. Kind of got my curiosity up now, because I have done hogs. I did hogs on FS19, and of course I raised every bit of the food, and I made money on them. So we may check out hogs. If so, we will not be raising the food for them. We'll be buying it if I go into hogs at all, because to be very honest about it, with these big commercial fields, I don't have time for it. I really don't have time, and we're building all the time. I've got another plot that I'm working on right now. That'll be another 600 acres. So that'll make 3 fields of 600 acres, and then we've got one that's 400 acres. So really, I just don't have time to raise pig food. So if I get into it at all, that's what it'll be. I'll have to buy it. So with that being said, I think we're going to call this a video. If you like this content, please go down there and give me a like. I'd sure appreciate it. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, please do. If you'd like to share this video with someone that you think would enjoy it, that would be awesome. But as for me, the Dirt Road Farmer, I think we're going to call it a day. And as always, thank you for watching.